We all lamented, we were shocked about one kidnapping that took place in Kebbi. And it was reported, and the governor of Kebbi State cried aloud that military personnel that were in that particular school were ordered to be withdrawn. And about 40 minutes later, the kidnappers came and cut away about 200, I can't remember exactly the number of children. This Senate, under your leadership, we passed a resolution that the military high command should disclose the name of that officer, the action that had been taken against him, to satisfy us that that action was not willful, or that people who are trusted to protect us, that some of them have not become part of our problem. Mr. President, I have always tried to be present in every day that this thing is sit. As I speak, I am not aware that we have gotten a response to that simple inquiry. If the armed forces is not accountable, if we do not carry out due audit and oversight on resources that we have all been blackmailed to appropriate to protect Nigeria, and we come here lamenting that the things is now taking over the country, I think we need to do more than that. We need to carry out security audit. Money appropriated, who got what, how was it used? And I still insist that this Senate is entitled to have a reply to the question we unanimously ask: who withdraw those people for the children to be carted away?
Now, Oshiomhole has called for a full audit of defense spending, warning that without accountability, resolutions mean nothing. But not a single senator seconded his motion. His motion was dropped. Nigeria is burying kidnapped victims, watching teachers plead from captivity. And yet, when one senator asked where the defense billions are going, the chamber goes silent. Good morning, Dr. Abati.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ayomide. Good morning, our favorite Nigeria wife. Yes, Dr. Abati, you disappeared yesterday. I hope it wasn't all one bear. You know, I always say that. But you know, I mean, to just lighten up this morning, because of course, the nation is mourning. And you can hear from Madame Oshiomhole, his powerful condemnation, basically, of, you know, the defense spending, the billions that have been, you know, spent on military equipment, and they're not being accounted for. He also touched on the very sensitive nature of our military. You know, in Kebbi, we had that situation where, you know, the military was withdrawn, and still we don't have accountability. Who did that? Who made the call? Your thoughts?
Well, I think those are legitimate questions that have been posed by Senator Adams Oshiomhole. First, I think on this table, when we were discussing the incident in Kebbi, we also said that, I mean, why would anybody withdraw, you know, the troops when there was a very clear danger and there was an alert and there was concern within the community, and that who made that call, and that person should be known. It's all part of the process of accountability. And so when a senator stands up and he says, this Senate, when it passes a resolution, that resolution, you know, we should get a feedback on it. The only caveat is that a resolution does not have the force of law. So, you know, a legislative body can say this is a resolution, but it's not as if that has the force of law, because it's not a piece of legislation. It's just an opinion of that body. But if it says, yes, we would like to have a feedback, yeah, does the National Assembly itself, does it have the mechanism for, you know, or the capacity for getting that requested feedback? But as Nigerians, we too, we would like to hear about that feedback. The most substantive issue that Senator Adams Oshiomhole raised has to do with the issue of defense spending. And this is not the first time he's raising the point. Previously, he had said some army generals, either retired or serving, they were building universities and structures in their hometowns. at a time when Nigeria was having serious security challenges, and that he, as a representative of the people, would like to know how is the money, being spent for defense. And you know that consistently, defense has always received the lion's share of Nigeria's annual budget. And I made the point earlier that yes, he's right. It's part of the responsibility of the legislature. Section 4 of the 1999 Constitution gives them oversight powers and authority to ask questions, to do appropriation, and to also ask on behalf of we, the long-suffering people of Nigeria, how our money is being spent. And that the armed forces of Nigeria cannot be placed above the laws of the land. Even the armed forces is answerable to the people of Nigeria. And so if Senator Oshiomhole insists that we want to know how they are spending these resources they are being given, I think it's on the right plane. And so what is unfortunate is that I heard that that motion was shut down by the National Assembly. Very poor. So, we don't want the National Assembly to sleep on its responsibility. It should be awake to its responsibility and to ask questions, whether from a field marshal in the Nigerian military or from whoever is in that military. They are accountable to the people. We're in a civilian dispensation. This is not a military dispensation.
Well said, Dr. Abati. Thank you. Well, in Ogun State, solidarity is on full display. Hundreds of young people, nursing mothers, teachers, traders, and civil society advocates trooped out into the streets of Abeokuta, marching through major roads carrying placards reading, "They must be free. They're not animals. Stop insecurity. Enough is enough. And bring back our children." The demonstration was a show of solidarity for the 47 students and teachers still in captivity following the Orile school abduction in Oyo State. Let's take a look. The protesters in Abeokuta captured the national mood perfectly. And the Christian Association of Nigeria has also now designated Sunday, June 14th as Black Sunday to honor all those killed or affected by terrorism, kidnapping, and violence across Nigeria. The streets are speaking and the nation is listening. Yesterday, we took videos from across the country, from Bayelsa to Lagos. Now we're seeing in Ogun State, even yesterday, I believe also in Ogun State, there was that force, that show of force, I believe at the Secretariat and all of that. Nigerians are out there and they are demanding answers. Your thoughts?
And you'll see by the number of people who came out to protest and the songs and the chants that they were singing that Nigerians have had enough. There have been appeals that have been made. There have been videos, there have been concerted efforts, yet it doesn't seem like the response from the government is commensurate to the scale of insecurity that Nigeria currently faces at the moment. And so you would see that this was peaceful to a very large, by all intents and purposes, it was peaceful. Well, yesterday I said, Oji, that we don't want to get to a point where there's a breakdown of law and order as a result of the sheer despondency of the people and the feeling of hopelessness and the feeling of having no other option but to take on the street and to defend themselves in this regard. That's not what the government wants. It's already a stain on the administration to have this scale of insecurity, the number of kidnapped people, and in particular children who are still in captivity since the 15th of May. We do not want to be holding a 1 month, remembrance of the date of their captivity. What does it take for them to find these criminals, to rescue the children? Whatever it takes. to show and demonstrate seriousness in tackling this issue. So this is Ogun State now. We don't want this to cascade across the country. We want to contain this across different quarters. Nigeria Union of Teachers, the NLC has threatened industrial strike action. That is literally bringing the nation to its knees economically. That is compounded problems on top of what we are facing in insecurity. Please, let's not get to that point. The people are well within their rights. They are frustrated. They are tired. It doesn't seem like anything concrete is being done. But the government can contain this matter. But I'd like to just plead with the people on the final note. We don't want to compound the issues. We want to ensure that things remain peaceful. Let's not heat up the polity. Let's ensure that Nigeria does not become ungovernable. Things are already happening. Let us ensure that we're able to keep the protest peaceful, get your voices heard, and let the government respond to the voice of its people.
Yes, very well said. Get your voices heard. Bring our children back home. Let's now take reactions trailing the abduction of former Minister of Power, Bayo Adelabu's younger sister, and her 12-year-old twins seized by gunmen in Ibadan. At 7:30 in the morning, Mrs. Olaide Busayo Adegoke John Paul, aged 43, was on her way to drop her twin sons, Peter and Paul, at the school when the assailants struck. Reports indicate the gunmen trailed the family's vehicle from their residence before intercepting it and forcing the victims away at gunpoint. Videos showing the exact moment of the kidnapping have gone viral on social media. Let's take a look.
Those are kidnappers. They just kidnapped some people from this car. They are moving towards Ring Road side.
Who are those kidnapped? Say many any. Ẹ pè wọ́n láti mọ̀ ẹ pè wọ́n. Ẹ kọ́kọ́ ẹ wá mọ̀ pé.
Now been by the Oyo State Police Command have recovered the victim's vehicle from the scene and deploying intensive operations to locate them. Oyo APC has also condemned the abduction, urging Governor Makinde to act decisively, noting that this latest attack comes amid unresolved kidnappings of over 40 school children and teachers, while a former minister's family. A school run, now captivity. Oyo State is crying out, Vimbai, and I want to take a reaction on X before I come to you. And this is from MBJ. They wrote, "This is not bandits from the bush. This is organized, local, and very deliberate. The fact that a former minister's family is not safe in Ibadan tells you everything about where we are. If your connection to Aso Rock cannot protect your sister and her 12-year-old boys on a school run, then what exactly is the government providing? Sheyi Makinde needs to answer for Oyo. Tinubu needs to answer for Nigeria. Both of them need to answer."
Okay, very quickly. Now, more and more people are now resorting to self-help. They are resorting to vigilante action simply because they do not think that the state agencies are doing enough to protect them. And that would have been the motivation for these local chiefs, hunters, leading the group, to pursue information that they had some bandits within their neighborhood in that Obokun local government area of Osun State. It's called Obokun. When you mentioned Obokun, there is a particular type of fish they call Obokun. So I said, it's too early to get hungry because that's a special delicacy. But being serious now, they went in there and they arrested these two, herdsmen. They may say they are defending themselves, but if you look at the politics of Nigeria, some other people will say these are, entrepreneurs, cattle rearers, heading their cattle, and that until we solve the problem of grazing, of cattle ranching in this country, some of these, herdsmen, you really cannot stop them from earning a living. Even if some of them you graze openly on the streets of the Federal Capital Territory and other capitals, and they will say that they have as much right as any other Nigerian to run their business. But I think the good thing is that, well, there was somebody there saying, don't beat them. Let us report them to the police. And they actually reported, they took them to the police. And I think that, you know, the people of that community, these hunters, they behaved decently.
Yes.
They did not, you know, take the law into their hands.
Very good example.
They did not, you know, engage in jungle justice, which would have resulted in reprisals.
Yes.
And I think that, you know, if people just say, okay, these people are suspicious, you report them to the police and let the police do their job, that will be a proper conduct. But however, you know, the federal government, President Tinubu, has deployed more forest guards. I think 10,000. You know, is it to your state? Maybe other places should also have forest guards, you know, to protect the environment. As for the other issue that you raised about former Minister Adelabu's sister, the simple thing would be to say, oh, it's because he's in politics. No, but that's not the way to analyze issues like that. You know, it's not good to jump to conclusions. That's why we call for an investigation to find out exactly what happened. But it's also an indication that nobody is safe. Whether you are the relation of a former minister or you are an army general, as happened in the case of General Rabi Abubakar, you know, who was going to a wedding event in Katsina State, and he was abducted along with his wife. Up till now, we have not had any report that he has been found. Now, people can... this whole country called Nigeria cannot become a Bermuda Triangle.
No, it can't.
From the north to the south, where people will just be disappearing. No. If they don't disappear, they are abducted. Broad daylight. It's over 20 days since children were abducted in Orire local government and in Askra Uba local government in Borno State. Up till now, nobody has found them.
Yes.
And so, you know, it's just, again, another wake-up call for government.
Absolutely.
And we hope that these persons will be found.
All right.
Look at the people on the streets of Abeokuta. They were singing Urunla Leda.
What does that mean?
It means that, you know, you've caused a big tragedy.
Yeah.
You know, children cannot go to school. Teachers cannot be in school. I cannot
even imagine what those children are going through. Who is feeding them? What about the woman with her baby strapped to her back? It's raining. They're in the forest. What is happening to our children? This is so heartbreaking, really.